What you working on, Brenden?
I have a lot. I have been stretching myself creatively.
Mm.
I have been figuring out ways to grow in my music, but also grow creatively as in everything else that I do. So I've been working on singles. I have a plan. I have some singles that I'm dropping every 6 weeks, and I've just been thinking about a lot. Like I I feel like the eclecticness of my sound. Not that it was holding me back, but in a way, like it's kind of hard for people to grasp on to something that they don't know where you're headed.
Mm.
I feel like at first you need to lay down like a middle ground, a foundation of who you are as an artist. And then from there, when people latch onto it, then you can try to be as experimental or just, eclectic as possible. So I have been trying to stick to one sound for now, to see how that goes, which will more or less be this plan that I'm doing right now. Um, and then see how people latch onto it and see how I could further amplify like the audience and amplify like just the growth of the music.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just where my headspace has been.
Yeah.
It's been a lot of like discouragement, but also like looking within myself and like seeing what didn't work, what doesn't work, how long I've been doing this thing, and why certain things haven't been going like where I wanted to go. So I made a decision that I'm just gonna stick to this one thing, one or two things, as far as sonically, sound wise. See how the rest of this year pans out, and then I can make my best decision on where to go. Other than that, been also just like DJing and like doing also more production and engineering and teaching music production. So just keeping my mind still creatively as I grow as an artist, and not just grow, but as I like kind of like solidify some things as far as who I am as an artist.
I relate to what you were saying heavily because I'm all over the place with genres. And I also like I'm mapping out the year. I'm trying to see what it's going to be like. I I think the whole conversation around like just the current like independent artist model is an interesting one.
Yeah.
For us to like dive down that rabbit hole. So like what's the I mean, on my side of things in terms of like the diversity, like it's going to be an interesting experiment because you're committing to one sound, and I think that's probably a good idea. But myself,
for me,
yeah,
because everyone's different.
No, but not only that, like it might just be like I'm gonna go the other route of like I have an idea for a mixtape that I'm working on. It's not developed yet, so I'm not gonna get into too much detail. But it's definitely gonna be a lot of like different like sounds on it, and like that's also. I don't know, like I have no idea how it's gonna turn out in terms of like reception. I mean, and on both sides, like we just have to like go through it and then see how people like who takes to it. I feel like there's a certain type of listener for like for everything. Like some people might be looking for really like a really eclectic experience, and probably more people are probably conditioned to just like one at a time, kind of like, okay, you're an artist, I could put you in this box, and you make sense to me type shit. But this whole like thing that I'm working on is gonna be it's an experiment. It's gonna be a range of like different sounds. So we'll see how that goes. But
I would encourage you to try it out.
Yeah.
Why not? I mean, I just made that decision for me because I've already kind of tried the eclectic route going in, and it's just not working for me. And I think it's a lot of self-awareness that I've grown into to be able to admit that. Be like, hey, listen, this is not working for me. And it's not because I don't have the ability and I'm not creative enough or I don't rap as good enough or I don't sing as good enough, because that's not true. And we all know that stuff don't even matter even more in the current state of music. Like, it doesn't matter how good you rap or how good you sing. That doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
But me just telling myself, like, you are good enough. It's just this is not working right now. It doesn't mean that you can't go back to it, because I'm an eclectic person. That's something that I can't get rid of. But like, starting in, I think I should try this different route. Be like, hey, I've never really dropped 4 singles that sound the same. I've never done that before.
Yeah.
And why not try that if what I was doing wasn't working for more than 5-6 years? Why not try this? So for me, I just came to that. It wasn't an easy decision, because for me, I get so bored, right? It's like for me, and you probably relate to it, like, you work on this one beat, and let's just say it's a boom bap. You work on this one thing this week, maybe you do another one, but then you kind of like, man, I'm bored right now, I want to sing. And you'll sing, and then you'll try something else, or like you'll try a different sound, and then you'll just find yourself just bouncing back and forth for me. And it's like, it's not an easy decision for me to do that, because I am a person where, like, I can't have the same thing. I can't eat the same thing every day. I can't watch the same thing every day.
Mm-hmm.
That's just not how I'm wired. So it's gonna be a stretch for me. But on a business standpoint, for me, it's the best decision logically. And then I could truly see where I'm at and be like, hey, listen, I've tried both of these routes. One didn't work, one did work, or both don't work. And then I can finally look at myself and be like, all right, what are we doing here? What do I have to switch up now? So that's just where I'm at.
But where in that do you, like, make sure you stick to one sound and also experiment enough so that people don't put you in a box, though?
Oh,
Because we all have our artists where they came out, that we found them, we discovered them doing one sound, and then they blow up a little bit, and they try to switch up to maybe more sounds that they really wanted to do from the jump, and then it's like it turns everybody off. They're like, oh, I don't want to hear that shit. Like, so how do you kind of find that balance?
Who's an example?
All right, best example I could think of, like
Chris Brown when he started rapping. I mean, we love Chris Brown, but we didn't like him when he was rapping.
Yeah, I mean, like, Chris Brown could be an example too, where he came out with he had some like pop records when he came out, but it was like a lot of more pure like R&B on his albums, to where it's now it's you can say it's mostly pop. I know it gets categorized as R&B because of who he is, but it's mostly like pop sounding kind of records.
Too.
Usher's another one. Neo did the same thing, like you know. So where do you kind of stick to one sound, but also let people know, like, I'm more than a boom bap artist. I'm more than whatever.
That's an easy fix for me. Outros, intros, interludes in songs. So like, if I'm keeping a boom bap song, if I'm keeping this sound, I'm gonna add something different as far as for the outro sonically. So like I'm kind of planting the seeds of, oh, this guy is more than just this sound. This guy, he had this sound where he's rapping rappity rap for verse 2, verse 1, but then after the second chorus, he's got like a breakdown that comes in, and it's like a totally either a different genre or like a different sound, or maybe adding a synth. So that's what I thought of, because I thought about the same thing. I was like, man, what if people just know me for this and be like, if I try to switch it up, they don't like it. So I was like, you know what? Why don't I just add outros and intros in songs and like switch up things in the song, but still keep the entirety of the song, whatever it is, for example, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So maybe something like that.
What do y'all think is like people's capacity for like understanding an artist in terms of like genre, or like how many genres they're doing? Do you think that they're only capable of like one at a time? And this is just generally like anybody could chime in on anything here in general. Like, yeah. because I don't know, like I have it. I love when an artist could like switch up, do a bunch of things, and we see it. Like Drake will make a house record, like or Kanye will make house records on a hip hop album. Fucking what's her name? Rosalia like has like a jazz like break on Saoko, which is like this hard like reggaeton type song, and then just like has a jazz break out of nowhere. So like like because I think like if you are combining a few worlds, and I think that's how I'm looking at it, of like Indo-Afro-Caribbean being one for me, hip hop, and then house music. Me that being a consistent thread throughout, and like how I merge the three throughout, just like I guess like what I would consider, what I call like sonic branding. Yeah, I'm hoping that that's going to be like effective. But I really, like this is all an experiment at the end of the day. But I think it might intuitively, like I just think it might just require like vision, but maybe not necessarily putting ourselves in be like, oh, okay, I can only do this one genre. But yeah, that's just where it takes me.
So you think like, so basically you're asking like what do we think like the average listener capacity of like them to recognize like, oh, this guy added.
Yeah, like at what point is it too much? And what point is it confusing?
That's a good question.
I mean, you never want to throw too much at people, and you don't want to throw like 5 different like sounding kind of things at people at one time and say, hey, this is me. Like this is, it's kind of like information like overload.
Especially at the introduction of an artist,
right?
Too.
So So I feel like, at least from what we've seen, for artists that have made different sounding kind of songs, they kind of went with like one sound at first. Yeah. They kind of went with like kind of one thing at first. And to Brendan's point earlier, you can throw little things of like little snippets of different sounding kind of things in those records to kind of let people know like you're in tune with different sounds and different like vibrations and stuff like that. But I wouldn't say like, I'm gonna put out a house record and a hip hop record and a dance record at the same time, like kind of thing.
Yeah, but I think I'm more looking at it like, how do you like? I think it's possible to bake. I think it might be more effective instead of like just a house record, just a hip hop record. Like I would agree with you, but I think maybe when you blend the worlds in each song, you know what I'm saying, and that becomes the common thread, then you create like, a particular sound that like doesn't that is just true to all your influences consistently. You know what I mean?
And it also like what's trending, what's popping right now also plays a big part in what is gonna work.
Unfortunately,
I hate that creatively. as a creative, like there's this quote that I found recently in this book. The book is on like logo design, and I think it applies to music as well. And I'm probably paraphrasing, but the quote is basically like, if you're like it's that it's a designer's taste is like 7 years ahead, and the goal is to find like the ground that's like 4 years ahead, and to like design with that intent. Like you want to be ahead, but you don't want to be like too far ahead.
Right.
A lot of these things, though, I would argue, like, a lot of these things are subconscious, where it's like, it's almost, not in every situation, but for me, it's almost as if, it's almost like either you got it or you don't. What I mean by that is like, I don't think Kanye West sits down and thinks about, you know what, I'm going to add these elements because I really want 3 years down the line them to like, I don't think he really sits down, and I think he just goes in the studio and like say, hey, you know what? I like this. It sounds good with this. Fuck it. We're going to put it like this because I like it. So I feel like like I think sometimes we psych ourselves out so much when we start to think about those things, because it's like
I think it's a little bit of both.
it is, but at the same time, it's like the Dissect podcast.
Yeah.
Sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, sometimes they be reaching, bro. Like, they be reaching. It's like, I don't think the rapper really, maybe he did the double entendre, but I don't think he did everything you said because he wanted to do that.
Or like Genius. Like
yeah,
Genius.
like it's like, at some point it is like the artist just subconsciously, like, just, hey, this is what I'm gonna create.
Yeah.
And it so happens to be revolutionary.
But that's in the moment, and then there's like the critique and the revisionary process after too, of like, okay, like, is this like too
like, where are we going with this?
too weird,
Yeah.
you know? Yeah. Is there another sample I could put here? Like, these are probably
like Tyler the Creator is a perfect example. I don't think from Yonkers to now, I don't think he even realized what he was doing from the beginning of his career.
Yeah.
And you could see it because, like, if we see interviews with him, he's always consistent with the stance of, yo, I was just me and I was just doing what I liked. Like he's always consistent with that type of frame. And I don't think he realized from back then what he was doing, the synth, the adding certain synths or whatever, his process creatively, I don't think he really understood the impact of what it will be now, or like what he was doing. Sometimes we do stuff and we don't even know what we're doing. We're just like, yo, this, and somebody's like, yo, do you know that you did this and you were doing this and it was like, damn, I didn't even know. I was just doing what I love, you know? So it is a medium, it is a middle ground. But at some point, I think we just got to be like, hey, fuck it. I'm going to make this business decision. I'm going to make this creative decision, and I'm going to stick by this decision. That's why it's so important to be like, that's why for me, it's never good to be like in the middle of things. It's always important to take a stance. Because if you don't take a stance, it's like you don't know where you're going. Mm-hmm. Like even if we talk about like politics, like I hate when people be like, you know what, I'm sort of in the middle. Like no, you're gonna lean one way. Yeah. Whether it's you're tasting food, you're tasting movies, you're tasting politics, you're tasting music. It's like not everybody listens to every single genre. And even if they do, sometimes they be like, oh, I listen to everything except country. Or I listen to everything, but if you look at their Spotify, it's just 2 genres. Yeah. You know, so it's like at some point it's kind of like
Spotify rap looking weak.
Yeah. you talking about
Toby Keith and whatever other artists.
Shouldn't you always create from a place of doing what you love? Like that's like.
But it gets lost as you start to get rejected, as you start to make things and people don't accept it the way you want to. Like it sticks in our mind. It's very heavy in our mental health. But it's true, we should.
But it's also sometimes like, do you just double down on it and like just develop it until it's undeniable too? You know what I'm saying? That's a whole other.
That's another thing.
Because that's how I look at it. It's like, okay, like I'm really good at just like being my own worst critic. I mean, you are too. Yeah. But like, I just look at it like, okay, like if I'm being honest, like, is it as far developed as like Kaytranada, like as or a Tyler? Yeah. Like these are people who came in with their own sounds and like spent years and years like developing it. Yeah. And I have to ask like, okay, yeah, I'm doing something different. It's definitely like, you know, doesn't make me think of anything in particular, but it doesn't feel like too outside of what's going on either. It just feels like my own sound, you know, most of the time. But I have to be honest with myself and just be like, okay, like when I hear a Kaytranada song, like when I hear the mixes, when I hear how everything snaps and makes me move, I'm like, does my track give me the same feeling or like the last release I had with Bamada? I'm comparing that to like Diplo. Like I compare myself to the best because I want to be great. Yeah. Right? Yeah. And it's a great track. Mm-hmm. You know, I think it's a great track. It'll definitely, you know, when it comes on, you know, on big speakers especially, you know, when you're out, like it feels right, feels good. Yeah. But I'm studying the Diplo mix. And I'm like, okay, I got work to do. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that's a good I mean, that just speaks a lot about how committed you are and how serious you really take it, you know? Like, And we all got our process, like we all like. I'm always doubling down on my verses and my lyrics, and I'm like, yo, is this like, man, those lines were dope. But then I'll hear another like a new Cole verse or a new Kendrick verse or whatever. Jay-Z comes out the woodworks, new verse, got from God did, like, and I look at that, I'm like, I still got work to do.
Yeah.
Even though I know that I'm not where I was before.
Yeah.
I'm confident in my ability right now that it gets the job done now, but I'm still not satisfied because I got work to do, because I'm looking at that. I'm like, but at the same time too, like, we also have to realize that, yes, we are competing with the greats because we want to be that great, but at some point, we're more really competing with ourselves.
Of course.
Yeah. Because they don't spit those verses and those lines comparing themselves or listening to other rappers' verses. When Cole spit Johnny P's Caddy. I think that's one of Cole's top 5 probably verses of recent years. Of recent years, that's the top 5 Cole verse.
Yes.
But
it's good. It's really good.
Nah, it's amazing, bro.
But
what I'm saying,
I was telling him, like, I think London is better verse.
No.
Like that verse.
think so?
Yeah, I know that shit.
You are
word
definitely
for
a
word,
minority.
bro.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Minority,
I
but-
actually
man.
didn't really feel much for that London verse. It wasn't really. It didn't
Nah,
really
bro.
do much for me.
I mean, the
Nah,
rapping
nah.
in the British accent.
It was cool.
Yeah,
It was cool.
You know,
But
it was cute.
But back.
Don't marginalize that verse
Not
like
to
that, bro.
backtrack, because
Like,
I feel like people watching.
Yo,
need to
Cole,
hear
they
this,
coming
like,
for you. They coming for you
never,
right now.
never. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Right.
But what I'm saying is, like, I don't think Cole sat down and wrote whatever verse like is amazing. Like, I don't think he sat down and been like, man, I need to write a better verse than Kendrick. Or I need about I think he sat down and looked within himself and be like, hey, listen, what do I need? What message do I need to convey? And the best way possible to do that.
But I think once something's out in the world, this is how I look at it, right? Like, in the process, it's you versus yourself. But once you create it, I mean, and sometimes in the process too, like, you're like, if you're stuck, I reach outward for inspiration all the time.
Yeah.
I love.
You'll listen to one of your favorite verses and to get you. Of course.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But especially once it's out in the world and it's finished, and like, there's nothing I could do about it. It's on Spotify. You know what I'm saying?
That's where the comparisons
Yeah,
begin.
exactly.
Yeah. And it could suck or it could be good, because it could be encouraging or it could be like, I thought I really did something with that.
Yeah.
But I guess I did it.
But it's good. It's good to, like, you know,
You gotta have
faith.
that competitive fire a little
You
bit
have
to
to.
it too, though. Like,
And okay to fall and fail too. You gotta be
Yeah.
okay with that. Like, damn, bro, that verse was but you know what? Fuck it. It's out in the world and there's nothing I could do about it but get better. But the next verse be better, you know? And then sometimes there's those rare occasions where we hate our verses, but the whole world loves it. Like Method Man, I always use that as an example. He hated his verses. He actually contacted the label and said, hey, listen, I want to re-record them. They said, nigga, it's too late. It's about to be out.
Yeah.
They released it. He hated his verses, but we love him, man. That's Method Man.
Yeah. I think it was like specifically METHOD.
Yeah, that one. It was that song.
Right. Yeah.
Which is what introduced them to commercial success.
Yeah.
Cream was their magnum opus, but Method Man was the introduction.
Yeah.
So I'm sure he kind of think about their introduction and his song being that. Like, he was like, damn, my verses got to be lit. He probably he thought it was but we love his verses. I wouldn't change those verses for a thing. All 3 of them verses are hit.
Yeah.
Great verses. So.
Yeah. So talk to me about the what's the plan for the 6 weeks model? Because I'm also, like, kind of playing with like a song a month kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, potentially, you know, still working out the kinks, but it seems like a popular, and I want to do more research on this too. And Ben, if you have any, like, you know, input as well from your lens, that'd be dope. But like the model of, like, one song every interval of, like, 4 to 6 weeks or so, and then, like, putting it all on a project at the end, and then, like, making
Or the
that,
waterfall release?
Yeah. That.
I'm not doing the waterfall release. I'm just doing singles.
Okay.
But the reason why I'm doing 6 weeks is, and I don't know everything about it, but DSPs. But because they all switch like periodically, like their algorithms and stuff. But from what I read, is that it's good to allocate 4 to 6 weeks so that when you put a song on these DSPs, when Spotify gives you the option to pitch it to a playlist, you get more probability for them to actually add it to a playlist. What I've read. And I've read that the 4 to 6 weeks is the sweet spot, because you also want to be consistent as an artist nowadays, right? So if we were talking about the beginning of 2000s, then sure, you could release a single every 6 months. But now, I'm sorry what anybody says, you can't do that now. Yeah. Without a budget, I'll say that, without a budget, there's no way you're blowing up or getting a fan base releasing a song every 6, 7, 8, 9 months, a year. I'm sorry, this is not happening. If you don't have a budget, it's not happening. Yeah. So like 6 weeks is a sweet spot because it's not too short. You can get your things ready. You could get your content ready. You could get your cover ready. You could get whatever, but it's also not too long. 6 weeks is only 2 months? A month and a half. That's cool. You know, of course, obviously, you're still competing with big artists, but a month and a half is not that bad, especially if you're packing your content, and in that month and a half, you're giving them, you know, reels or TikToks or whatever. Which for me, that's the hardest part. It's the content. It's like, for me, I can release consistently all day. I've got 150, 120 in my hard drive ready. You know, that's easy. The hard part is the content. And like
the hard part
testing it out.
The hard part too, like, which is content is part of it, is just planning. Because what you're doing, like what it sounds like you're saying is like, but when a song is released, you're uploading the next one to Spotify.
Oh, hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For like 6 weeks out.
Oh yeah.
You know, and pitching that. So it's like a lot
right
of
after,
a lot of
that day.
A lot of indie artists are like they get. It's like instant gratification is the detriment a lot of the time. It's like they're just caught up in the moment of like the release, but like you got to be present for the release, but you also have to be planning constantly. Is what I've been like learning the most.
Unfortunately,
over the past few years.
That's just how people made it. That's just how fans made it to be, and we can't change that. We have to change our work ethic or how we process, how we work. Like, we're all wired different.
Our organization.
Some people are wired to like bust out tracks and be like, yeah, we playing bomb, bomb, bomb. Some people are not wired for that. But unfortunately, if you want it, you're going to have to change your wiring somewhere or another. You're going to have to do it. Yeah. So like my process is I use a certain distro from a community I'm a part of called Hard Drive.
I know about Hard Drive.
Yeah. The distro is very cool because I can upload, if I upload a track, right? So this is what I do. I upload a track with the same album cover as the last track. So I don't have to hold my track and be like, oh man, I can't deliver it to distros because I don't have an album cover ready. I don't have the mix even perfectly ready. I don't have to do that with this distro. I can set up an audio, and then in that, while it's being processed, while I submit it, I can then change the album cover. I can even change the audio if I do a remix. And it still stays. I don't have to take off the release like DistroKid. You have to take off the release and release it again. But with Hard Drive, I could just switch it in between, like what big artists do. So even if it's already released, I can still switch the audio if I do a mix. So that's helped me a lot.
That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool.
No other distro does that for independent artists. Name me another distro. Yeah. I'm pretty sure they don't do that.
Yeah. I don't know how to do that through DistroKid.
DistroKid is impossible. I've tried. Yeah. Like I've did a good mix, like a better mix, and I've had to take that off. Yeah. Wait for it to be off, and then put another one in. Yeah. And then copy all your numbers. ISRC. No, the ISRC is still the same. I can copy it, but still, it takes.
What's the ISRC?
That's the social security of every song.
Every song has a code, and that's how they track.
Like the BMI situation, or like the that's the IPI.
Yeah.
It's like the stream. So like
IPI is like your code, your code on
publishing.
But
so
ISRC is like your DSP like assigns one to the song. Is what you're saying?
It's the social security of the song, basically. So if you release a song, and you want to put it on an album,
but is it the same like for every platform, or like does your PRO assign that? Or
yes.
Okay.
No, Pre-R. No, not your pre-R. Your distro assigns it.
Okay.
Unless you bought it from wherever, but no one does that anymore.
Gotcha.
But the distro assigns it.
Yeah.
Once it assigns that number, that's your number. No other song in the world, past, present, or future, will have that number. So then if you take it off of DSPs and go to another distro and put it in, you can use the RSRC. And if you have 50,000 streams, it'll transfer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the ISRC, you can't do that. Like you're saying, you can only copy it with hard drive.
No. What I'm saying is like if
Like
I go to
if you want to
DistroKid,
pull it down for a second and then like re-upload it and then copy the ISRC code,
I could
you
do
could
that,
do that with
but
DistroKid.
it'll come off and I have to wait a delay of maybe 3 days.
Okay.
Business days,
Got you.
actually.
Got you.
And to come on. But with hard drive, it'll still stay on DSP.
Got you.
So let's just say I released a song, you saved it. I didn't like the mix, I re-uploaded it.
That's dope.
The same saved song, it'll show up.
Yeah, that's dope.
Only big artists can do
Yeah,
that.
because that happened with Kanye's Stronger.
Vultures.
Stronger.
Oh, okay.
Oh, probably Vultures too. I don't know.
He changed some of the things, and
Yeah.
it's still saved on wherever
Yeah.
DSPs you put it in.
So you like your release doesn't it doesn't have to be the final.
Not at all.
Yeah.
So
you can just continue making those mixes better.
I've already scheduled.
If it's like
my
good enough to
releases.
come out, but it's like but I really want to.
Yes.
Yeah.
If
you
it's
can.
ballpark,
Yeah.
fuck it. I'm not wasting no time.
Yeah.
Because then I'm wasting time to pitch it on Spotify,
Yeah.
and I'm wasting time to do content. I don't got time to waste.
Yeah.
This ballpark mix is 85% done. Fuck it. We throwing in that. We don't schedule it. I don't got no album cover. Nigga, I'm using the same album cover as the last one. Throw it in there.
Yeah.
And then a week before, once I got everything good, I could switch it. And no one would ever know. When it comes out on Spotify, it's the final version that I already changed.
Bet.
So it's helped me. That's helped me plan.
But Ben, I'm just curious about like what's your opinion on like what you've seen from artists with the waterfall release, the monthly or like 6 week or like release. Like, what do you think are some like approaches to like release strategy that from your lens or like working at SiriusXM and stuff like that you think is effective?
I agree with the 6 week release. I would say like somewhere between 6 to 8.
Really
would be good because you want to have time to kind of push the record. You want to have time to shop it and build up like a good amount of streams behind it. I think 2 months is like a fair amount of time for it to be out.
And what should you be doing in that time? To push the record.
Definitely got to have some money behind it. Definitely got to have some money behind it.
Where does one find this money?
Well,
And where does one put this money?
That too. That's
I think
very
that's
important
the question
too.
we
Yeah.
want.
No, well, finding it first, but in order to find it, you have to you have to have a plan of where to put it usually, right?
Yeah,
So-
and you gotta.
Is there an ATM that I could put the money for to make a song blow up?
That seems to be the biggest.
Blow up a
obstacle,
song,
right?
ATM.
Yeah, the blow up tomorrow.
Blow up tomorrow. Okay.
No, there's definitely like there's some platforms that there's some radio promotion, and I can only speak from like the radio standpoint. I don't know how DSPs would work, and I know there's like a bunch of playlists and stuff like that, but I'm not exactly sure how that works and how much those actually help your record. But I know from a radio standpoint, there are a lot of different radio promotion companies who have you're essentially going to be paying for them to access their contact list of radio stations that are looking for your type of music, and you kind of work out a deal with them. You put a bag behind it based on how many stations you want to, how many stations you want to market to, and they, take the money and they hit up their contacts and they start pushing your song out to people like myself who get them in emails and, take a listen to it and say, okay, this is pretty good. I'm going to put it in rotation kind of thing. So some money definitely has to go into promotions. I know obviously the content part is a big part of it too. Making the video clips and that kind of stuff. But yes, I would say 6 to 8 weeks is good. You definitely don't want to go too much longer than that, especially if you're a newer, more emerging artist. You're still trying to build up your fan base. You kind of, I think, every 4 weeks would be too much. But if you every other month you have a record out, I think that's fair. It has you have a good enough time to push it and market it out and get some money behind it. But that's the biggest thing, that being on the side I'm on now is like the biggest obstacle a lot of times is the money to put behind the record. It's hard to, not impossible, but it is hard to just put out a record on streaming and on YouTube and have it just go viral organically.
Yeah.
Again, not impossible, but going viral is hard. Like getting 1 million streams, getting 1 million views on something, it's hard.
Yes.
So
It is.
the way you kind of go up against that is put some money into some machines that can kind of put your stuff out there in front of people.
I mean, they say it's like at least like 150,000 to break an artist, like minimum.
Yeah, I would say about that. Yeah.
So like what is most of that going to promotions? To radio? Probably not.
Not most of that is not going to promotions.
So like what's the budget breakdown of like this for promotion? I mean, and I'm not pinning it as if like you are the like end all be all like voice on strategy, but
right.
but just in your general like opinion, like what are your thoughts on?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I can't tell you exactly how the budget would break down. I do know a large portion of it would have to I would say a pretty decent portion of, let's say you have 150K, a pretty decent portion of that needs to go into getting the song out to radio and getting it onto like DSPs and getting it playlisted on, some of the bigger, more well-known playlists. A lot of that also goes into kind of social media stuff, ads, getting the promotion out there, getting yourself out there, because a lot of times now the personality plays a big part in how far a certain record could go. If you've built up like an online following of people that just fuck with you just to fuck with you, then it's much easier to, for lack of a better term, sell them anything that you're doing and putting together. So a lot of it could go into you getting some ads on social media, and just kind of doing shows in different places. A lot of that goes into, other stuff, wining and dining people, that kind of thing. So the budget breaks down into like a whole bunch of different things, but yeah, man, you gotta have a bag to put behind your record. I mean, it first has to be.
So where is the bag? Like, how do I find this bag? Where is it at? Where do or like well, no, but on a serious note, like
it involves things investors, that we can do, but you'd have to turn the camera off so that we can discuss how to get this bag.
Okay.
You ever seen The Town?
No, I haven't.
Oh, it's a great movie.
Oh yeah, word.
You can use it as a blueprint.
That's the issue here, right? It's like where do you get the bag behind it? Where does the average person making music get the finance to, one, live in a place like New York? We're in New York City. We all know how expensive it is to live out here. And then now you're telling me, well, I got to pay rent, bills, whatever, and then I need to find another $2,000 to put behind this song that I'm working on. Not to say like your music, your art, like it deserves, that much. You got to invest in yourself.
It kind of seems like the route is like produce content, get yourself popping, put in the work to like get your socials like up. And then you become an asset that's worthy of investment, and then you can kind of like have a seat at the table to the big boys once your numbers like are you have to be profitable in order for people to want to invest in you.
Yeah, because nowadays they're not trying to take you from 0 to 100.
Yeah.
You gotta they
start with
these labels and even like independent like distributing companies and all that kind of stuff. Like if you're at 0 and you come to them, they're gonna be like, all right, whatever, dude, like cool story, bro. But if you're coming at 50% of the way there, 60% of the way there, hell, maybe even 35, 40% of the way there. And they're like, okay, this guy did this on his own with some of our backing. We can bring this here. Then like that helps out a lot.
But then I'm sorry, but then it sucks because it's so counter because it's
you
like,
don't need them anymore.
Yeah, it's like for a person like me, if I've already did the 35-40%, then fuck it. For you to own me, I'd have to like, get you to take me to 100. But if I did 35-40, if I remember math class, right, things grow. Once things already is growing exponentially, it's like 2 times 2, 4 times 2. 8 times 2, 16.
Or if
and
like
once you get to a certain
if you
point,
keep
it's
seeing like a 10% increase in every interval, like that 10%
Right.
becomes larger and larger and larger and larger because the dollar amount of that 10% just increases.
Yeah. And
Right,
it sucks because then you're in that situation. It's
Right,
like,
but
damn,
as those things increase, you as an artist now needs more, which means more money will have to be pumped out, and that's where like the bigger labels and companies and investors, that's where all that comes into play because I need more. I need to pump out more money, which means there's going to be less money, which means I got to do more. Like I got to do more music. I got to do more shows. I got to sell more merch, and kind of getting like a big investor behind you allows you to kind of be able to focus on those things while they're out shopping your music around to see if they could get it placed on a show. While they're out like making more merch for you. While they're out like shopping you around to get you more money opportunities. Like that's where it kind of like helps out.
And also they have the global connections. They got the connections that we just don't have that like we might spend years trying to get to, but they're like, nah, I could just open the door for you and we make money together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's the thing. Like you got to 35 by yourself, let's say in 12 years, you got to 40%, 50% of what you could do.
Which is looking like that's what it's going to be.
And then, right. So you put in 12 years, you up to, let's say 50% of your potential. You sign with the label or you get some you sign, let's say you just sign with a label from that 50%. And now within 2 years, you're at 100% of like your potential and you're looking at like blowing that shit out of the water because you always had music that people wanted. You always had, the personality that would draw a lot of people in. And now you've been pushed onto like platforms that will put that out there even more. Like Serge said, like more global spaces, more national spaces. It could take you from being like a New York artist, really like big in the New York scene to now you're nationwide. Now you could go do a show in different cities and stuff like that.
But I feel like there's still like, so I feel like this conversation is more around it's more around the major label situation. But I hear whispers every now and then of like independent labels still being willing to like take demos and invest in artists or what they got. Like they don't have the crazy big budgets, but they still have more than you have and can get you to 80, and then the major label takes you from 80 to 100.
Yeah, that's true. But
which is like interesting to me right now because like again like I'm working on building that following, but for the time being, like how can I like get like I'm trying to figure out like how can I get investment, especially with this album I'm working on with Bamada, a strategy or something we're thinking about is just shopping demos to labels before the release to see like, hey, any takers? We think like just like can we generate financial interest just off of good music still? From
what numbers you have to back up that it is in fact good music. Not saying that it's not, but that's one thing we got. They would want to see, regardless of big label, indie label. Yeah, it's like I need to see that this investment is like somewhat gonna make sense. Yeah, like okay, if there's a following here, I know how to get to more of that following. Yeah, so
I'm convinced that we just live in a time where good music by itself just doesn't really matter anymore. when you're trying to shop and get an investor or someone behind
Nah,
you.
it matters.
I disagree with that.
What I
Because
mean
there's
is
still
that-
people. Because there's still people. I do believe that there's still people who like own these labels who really care about music, like more on the indie side.
Yeah, sure.
Who really
Just
care
like
about
there's
music. Who
good
like
cops
nah.
who really want to do better for society.
yeah.
Like it's true.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
true.
yeah,
like
yeah.
sure, I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
there's somebody who's an intern, who's an AR intern,
Yeah.
who gets all these emails that really want.
But not
to give
even.
these
But not
people
even
a
just the
chance, or-
intern. Like execs too. Like there's
sure.
people who really
Of course.
like.
Of course, there's cops who really just want to like do good and just like, not kill minorities and just like, like they just want to they want to let people jump the turnstile and stuff. But the captain
which
just
shouldn't be a
just,
crime, by the way.
I know, but just the captain, the commissioner,
Yeah.
you
But
know,
I don't-
just Eric Adams is just not letting it happen.
I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm with you. But when you're talking with an indie label, like there is no captain. That's where I don't.
Yeah,
like
but
this
what's an
analogy.
indie label nowadays, bro?
I mean,
A lot of these indie labels are still funded by the major
an indie
labels.
label could literally be like, let's just like create a character or a person, a prototype, like your neighbor. Just like he has some money saved up from his job that he's been doing for.
He won a large sum of money from a slip and fall.
Sure.
He won $850,000 from a slip and fall.
Sure.
Now he's like,
And he
fuck
just
it, I'm gonna
wants
start
to-
a label.
I wanted him
wants
to
to-
work for it, but okay, I guess we can go that route. But
that's work. You know?
but he's like, no, you know what? I've always wanted to like own a label, so let me like go down this route and learn how to do it, and just like find artists who I want to invest in, and I create the LLC. There's still like actual individuals who care, who like want to do these things and understand. May not even understand themselves necessarily what they're up against, but just them having the investment in, just the desire to actually care about music and care about like the artists that they work with is like great, and I'm sure they're out there.
I wish there was like a Craigslist for that, like some type of like, like finding people, like there's
There are services, like there are like websites and like services that you could kind of sign up for and like put your music on there, and they send it out
Talking about Submit Hub.
Well, stuff like that, like that,
Okay.
where they'll, because there's a bunch that I get emails from,
okay.
on my work email, and it's like weekly. It feels like daily, where they're hitting me up, and they're like, "Here's a new drops like from this week,"
Okay.
and it's not necessarily like from like a specific person at a label or company. It's from like this software, this service.
What are some examples of the
Well, they're not paying me, so you know what I'm
Okay.
saying. When we get off, you know what I'm saying. I ain't shouting nobody out right now. But
okay.
I got you after the fact.
Okay.
You know.
Okay.
Put the link in the description.
I'm not nobody's ambassador, so
Yeah. Word. So, so getting to the bag is just
Getting to the bag.
There's many ways.
Why do you
just
think-
kind of summarizing?
yeah.
It's like do it yourself, grow your own following, and then you get a seat at the table. And then the other route that I wanted to explore, that it kind of feels like, are we in agreement that there's another route of like there are independent labels that you can find that will not have the same bag, but will have a bag for some sort of a budget that is better than what you have and can get you to the next step.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
And how do we go about like
Finding them.
is it just shopping demos, you think?
Yeah, it could be shopping demos. I would say like maybe like connecting with these people, finding out like these A&Rs at some of these indie labels, and kind of understanding like
where do these A&Rs be at? I mean, besides maybe like LinkedIn, but like I feel like execs,
Los Angeles
I feel like,
coffee shops.
I feel like managers and A&Rs are just
clubhouse rooms.
Yeah.
they feel so elusive to me.
Twitter Spaces.
Yeah, but you got to pay $150 to submit a song.
Yeah, there's definitely
and they were the executive A&R for Rock Nation in 2013.
yeah.
Nah, it's definitely some used to be's out there
Always,
charging
bro.
people that don't really have like connections or anything like that.
Bro, I remember I was in Clubhouse, man. Not to cut you off, but I was in Clubhouse, and it was like this whole one of those little rooms. Submit music, right?
Yeah, I hated those.
Yeah,
things,
bro.
man.
It was some dude talking about, and like you'll raise your hand and he'll get to you, and he just like was analyzing people's like social media, Instagram, and their songs. I go on this man's Instagram. And his like pictures and videos that he's posting, like it's like an old person, like, you know, like people that don't know how to use Instagram, and like they'll take a
Yeah.
picture of like the sky.
The,
And, like, it's
the
like a
selfie
weird-
from underneath the chin.
Yeah,
type
it
of-
was like yeah, like, or like it was just a bunch of him like being next to like certain people like this,
Oh,
and I'm like,
yeah.
bro, like why are you over here analyzing or like nitpicking on people's music and social media
Yeah.
when you're not even shit, bro?
Yeah,
Like,
people was on there. I feel like a lot of people were on there being like real mean spirited, just destroying people's like music and
it was
like, yo, you not
toxic, bro.
Yeah, it got really bad.
Really?
Yeah.
I went on
man.
Clubhouse like 2 times or maybe 3 times.
I have tried, bro. I have tried. Been there, tried.
Because remember I used to do a room with
you got me in there, and I won. For
Yeah,
the
exactly.
For Shade 45.
Yeah, I used to do a room with a couple people from that worked on Shade.
Tone and
Tone and
Infamous, yeah.
And they were. I remember one time that the room got hijacked. Like somebody went into the room and like somehow hacked it, and
wow.
took us all off of the moderators.
Wow.
And he was like,
And then, like rickrolled everybody.
no, he was like he kicked us out the room. It was me, my boy Tone, who's a producer at Shade 45, Infamous Amadeus, a DJ and producer, also at Shade 45, and another girl, Begani. We was running this room. It was like we listened to her music. We each gave our critique.
And it was dope.
Yeah, and we
good.
picked the best song. We wasn't asking for no money. We wasn't like, yo, you got to raise your hand, send $50. Like, it was just we listening. The ones we feel is the best song, Infamous was gonna throw it into his mix when he went on Shade that week.
I had 90 Shazams after that.
Right, yeah. So we was doing like some real legit, like, you know, help for the artists, helping people get exposure. So we were doing some room. We teamed up with SOBs one Sunday night and was doing a room for R&B. And the room was like packed. It was maybe a good 40, 50, 60 people in there. Yeah. And we're doing the room just fine. And this guy jumps in, raises his hand to try to be a moderator. We're like, we don't know this nigga, so fuck out of here. Like, you're not getting a moderator badge. And I was on there, and then all of us just got kicked out the room. Wow. And there was an artist that was in there that was hitting us up and was like, yo, this guy is running the room. He said, y'all gonna be right back. But now it's $10 to skip to the front and get your music played. So after that shit, I was like, all right, it's not that deep, man. Like, I'm good. Like, y'all, if it's that serious to y'all can have it.
It was
man.
crushing people's dreams.
Yo,
I was on there like really trying to like, you know, really just networking and just like I'm a hungry artist. Like, and you know,
a lot of people taking
being
advantage
respectful
of that.
or like, you know, I was being respectful, but like still like going to different rooms and like, you know, just trying to do what I do, and like it was just really toxic. I was like, I was in rooms and I would see the way they would talk to other people, other artists raising their hand. I'm like, oh no, I'm out of here, bro.
It was bad. It was nobody's doing it to people. Just fake A&Rs.
Nobody's
bro. Like
some dude was talking about he was a manager for Saint John. You know the artist Saint John.
Yeah. I know Saint John.
He was like, yeah, I'm his manager. I played a song. He was like, yo, send that song to me. I'm gonna send it to him. Nigga, and do what? Take my song? Like, yo, like, nah, it was.
Send it to St. John and say, yo, I wrote this, bro. Like,
yeah, like, there's a reference track. There's a reference track for you. Like, bro, what? Yeah, it was terrible.
But yeah, where do you find A&Rs and like managers and shit? I mean, like, is it just like LinkedIn, Instagram, or like, cause we be out at events and shit. We've been going to events and like where are y'all at? is always a question.
There's even a lot of like going back to that. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry, but I gotta call it out.
What?
I gotta call him out.
What?
So there's this producer, right? And I got receipts to prove it. I was 23 or 24. something like that. 22, 23.
I like the suspense in your voice.
Yeah. So when I say his name, you'll know him as an actual producer.
Oh, you gonna drop his real name?
Oh, fuck yeah. Cause
Oh, yes.
He's doing that
Air
for
it
many,
out.
He's been doing that for many other artists. He has me blocked on Instagram.
Oh, man.
I have emails to prove it.
I hope it's not somebody I cross paths with.
So this
before.
nigga KE on the track. He's made tracks for Jay-Z, Jay-Z and Rick Ross.
Has he really?
No,
Or
no,
was
no.
he-
It was
Was he like sweeping the studio after they got done? And
well,
then he,
but he's a
credited
known
himself
known producer.
Okay, okay.
He's got like credits for what's the song they did together? Jay-Z and Rick Ross. They did a couple of them, but it was
God did? No. Was Rick Ross on that?
older.
Yeah, Rick
It was
Ross
just
was
them
on that.
both on
Right.
it. Older. Not
Um,
Freemason. It was another one.
So if I look up the track, I don't see his name.
Yes,
on the
you
credits?
will see his name.
Okay.
He also was on Instagram and he listens to other producers and like
Now is it really him?
yes, it was him. So
Okay.
so if you go on your Instagram right now and you look him up and I look him up and you see his profile, mine won't show up. So this is what he did.
Nigga blocked you.
Yeah, for sure. After he took $700 from me.
Oh.
Yeah. So
Men not even supposed to block people.
Yeah.
That's sassy.
So this is what he did. So KE on the track did one of those Instagram things that they were doing in COVID, but this was before COVID, where message me. I'm trying to work with artists that's trying to tap in or that want to work. This was his profile.
That's a lot of money, man.
This was his profile. His profile. I've done the research. This was this nigga's doing. I hit him up. He sends me an email. We talk over email. He said, oh, I like your music. I'll send you some tracks. I'm doing a deal. Send me $700. I'll send you 3 tracks. I said, hey, do you do customs? I said, yeah. He said, yes, I could do customs. I got emails to prove it. So yeah, I do customs. Basically, send me reference tracks or old tracks that you had. I send it to him. He then sends me a pack of beats that has nothing to do with the rest of the customs that I sent him. I sent him $700, right? He says he was going to send me a contract. Of course, silly me. This is ignorance in my part. Of course, I own that. Sent him $700. Emailed him. I told him, hey, those beats, if you have another pack, I'll send you another pack. Never did. A couple of days later, went his Instagram, hit him up on his DMs. After that, he blocked me. Then when I would post stuff, not back in the days, it was like maybe like 2014, 13, there were people that would like hit up people on Instagram and say, oh, hit up this person. They want to work with you. He commented years later, some other guy, it was like 2 years later, oh, hit up KE on the track. He wants to work with you. I was like, oh shit, this nigga back again. Click this profile, blocked. This was his real Instagram.
Yeah, I'm looking him up right now.
Actually, KE on the track. He's a fucking he's
found
not
him?
relevant no more. So now he takes advantage of
scamming
artists. Yeah,
That's disgusting.
known person, bro. And I
the
already
last-
said that.
The last
I already said that. When I
credit.
get in the game, listen,
the last credit he has,
because I'm not the
on-
only person that he took money from. There was
course,
artists that
yeah.
I've known personally that he hit me up. Yo, he took $300 from me. This was actually him.
Damn.
This real person. Yeah.
Damn,
So if you look him up on Instagram and I look him up,
He hit you with the I'm an African prince. I need
Yeah.
300 to unlock my inheritance. And I got you.
this is really Michael Jackson. Send me money so I could come back. I'm not really dead. He.
Yeah, the last credit he has on Wikipedia is
Oh
2016.
my goodness.
Fetty Wap.
Oh no.
But Fetty Wap is on the song. I don't know who's the.
Well, Fetty Wap was.
Look him up on Instagram.
But the Jay-Z Rick Ross song is "The Devil Is a Lie."
Yes. Devil is a lie.
I don't remember that one.
Yeah.
Damn.
He was a producer on it.
producer. Yeah, he was the producer on
He
it.
did. He put some drum beats on this shit.
I don't
Like,
know,
he just
but yeah,
slapped a little.
this was him.
Man, damn.
Yeah.
700.
Yeah, any producer. If I go to your profile and it says "Use my system to grow your fans, streams, and income," like
He has that on TikTok, right?
on his Instagram, on
Yeah,
his
so
IG.
He probably,
What is it?
man.
He says, "Use my system to grow your
Yeah,
fans,
look,
streams."
KE
And
on the track. Watch this. If I put this on,
That's
KE
sus.
on.
Why you ain't FaceTime to verify, bro? FaceTime verification.
God
yeah,
of beats. KE on the track.
God of beats.
That's what shows up.
Yeah, that's
Has me
not.
blocked.
It's not him.
Now, if you send me his profile
Yeah.
on Instagram and I go to it, it's no post. It's
You
for
went to-
years.
You went to it with a burner account?
Yeah, and I went on it with another account and it goes on. Watch this. Hold up.
Damn.
I'm about to go in with my other account. Let's see.
Brenden got a burner account.
Look, right here. Look. I'm on my other account.
Yep.
This shit
Yeah.
come up.
Uh-huh.
That's his face. Let me see what this dude look
Yeah.
like. Make sure I ain't run into him.
Yeah, he's a real scam artist, bro.
Man, he look like the dude that run Bishop Sycamore, man. Come on, man. It's
Yeah, bro.
What's
Michael
that?
Blackston.
You don't know Bishop Sycamore?
Nah,
is?
that sounds familiar.
Are you for real?
Yeah.
Bishop, the fake school that played on ESPN.
Oh, right.
He looked just like son that did that shit.
That's funny.
So look, I put his TikTok in, right? Oh, look. It's not even showing. Look, his
blocked you on
TikTok
TikTok
is
too?
No.
Oh.
So his TikTok is 729 followers.
Wow, that's
Watch
a
this,
big
look.
difference. His IG is 142K.
Watch this. Look,
I mean,
Instagram.
he done sold his
Look.
profile of bots
Boom.
already.
Yeah,
no post.
yeah.
No post yet.
Damn.
Yeah.
I had to.
So
Yeah,
what would
Any
happen?
other
We
artist?
walk outside, K
Let-
on
let
the
it
track,
out,
walk
Brenden.
by.
Oh, it's on fucking site.
What's going on?
I don't give a fuck what it is. It's on site. Yeah, for sure. That's on site for me.
Yeah.
Like you, especially if you. It's disgusting that you are successful.
Yeah.
You have credits on
Yeah.
known for goats.
Yeah.
Goats. These are goats,
Yeah.
right? And you scamming people like that.
Yeah.
That's disgusting. Like you deserve to
And
be
it's already
called out.
so hard out here for artists. Like,
Yeah.
like
It
anybody
shows
who
ignorant
tries
of me to do
scam
that, but you
artists.
don't do that as a like.
That's part of why it's so hard, because there's so many people with trying to reach into your pockets to take up what little budget like you already have. So
Yeah.
it's like you have to be so calculated as an independent artist with every penny you put behind your music. Like,
Yeah.
like I can imagine that y'all probably do so much research to like invest in like the smallest like thing to this could supposedly get my music out there. I gotta research
I'm
for
looking it up
hours,
all the
to
time,
make sure like this is valid. I if I could find people that used it and talk to them,
I'ma
like
talk,
type of
Yeah.
So I could imagine it. So it's just disgusting. Like why would you?
It is, bro. Especially like I didn't expect that. You don't expect that from someone who's already successful like that. Like you expect it from somebody you met in a showcase, SOB. Sure, you know, I would expect
SOBs used
that.
to
You
mean
feel
something,
me?
man.
Yeah. Now you don't expect that from someone like that. There's also this other service that like you pay and they put your stuff on playlists and they pretend to be organic.
Yeah.
And I used it. I only put a little bit, like $20 or whatever.
And it's a bunch of tripods in a room just playing this shit. Somebody
Basically.
running by, pressing play.
And I got like 5,000 plays one day, and then that's it, 0 the next day.
Yeah.
So the guy was on TikTok talking about, oh, these are ways to grow your fan base, and he mentioned that. And I commented, I was like, really, nah. This if there's any artists in this comment section, just know that I tried it, and it's
blocked
not
you?
organic.
He blocked you?
No, he didn't block me. Because I don't think he.
'Cause
I don't think he was with it. Like
I
think he just like heard of the.
okay.
So he
okay.
like
So
said,
he
"Hey,
didn't
this
know.
is what." So
I'd have
he
took
didn't
you out
know.
them comments. You ain't about to fuck my bag.
Yeah. So I told her, I was like, "Yo, I was like, really?
Get this nigga out of here.
Yeah." I had comments on TikTok of artists saying, "Oh,
about, man?
thank you for that." You know, I was.
I'd
gonna
have hit
use
you on
your
the side like,
service.
yo, my man, I see what you trying to do, but you know what I'm saying? Don't fuck I got a kids and all that, and you fucking my bag up.
Yeah, bro.
Now, how long ago did this happen?
KE on the track?
Yeah.
Long time ago. I was like 23,
Oh, okay.
24.
Okay.
So 5, 6 years
And it's
ago.
still on site to this day?
Oh, for sure. Oh, for sure. I mean, that was like at that time, that was like a paycheck.
Yeah,
At that
seven.
point, that
Where
was a
was you
paycheck
working
that
at
I
that
was-
time? What you was doing?
I was working in a homeless shelter with kids. So I wasn't getting paid
that was
that
definitely
much.
his whole paycheck.
Yeah, that was like money that I
yeah.
had saved. And
Damn.
I was living with mom, so like, you know, I would always communicate with her like, hey, you know, I'm gonna give you this and I'm gonna try to use this whatever money I have to
Right.
like, and she'll be with it as long as I communicate with her. So like
Yeah.
that was part of like what I had to like either like book a show or like whatever the case may be, just for my music.
Yeah.
I did it and I'm like, really, bro? Like, you're successful, bro. Like, why would you? It's not like I gave
Well,
you
how
5K
successful?
type
How
shit,
successful
5,
is he
10K.
if he has to do this?
Right, exactly.
Like something went wrong
We
in his
see,
life.
we see the credit, but
Yeah.
like sometimes that don't mean money. That don't equate
yeah,
to a decent sized check.
Yeah.
Because we don't know how many producers was also
on
on that
that.
track. And then the way the money goes, the way the split goes, where it be multiple producers, it's like, yo, the big time niggas got to get paid first and foremost, and then whatever's left after they get they cut,
Yeah, I could take that.
It trickled down. So he might have, you're credited on this record, but he could have possibly got all of $600 for doing that shit.
Crazy. And no publishing or something.
Right,
like
exactly.
that. Yeah,
It's just your name gets to be on it. You could tell people you did that and use it to get more money. So
crazy. So yeah, that was just
$700 though. That was your whole check.
yeah,
that
bro.
Time.
Especially at that time, being that young, like just that was like a check that I saved. So it was like I was like low key, like real, like hurt about it.
So that's why you had to eat the honey bun, sausage, egg, and cheese.
Yo, it's crazy. At that time, that's why I had it working there. Hell yeah. Yeah, I was down bad.
Wait,
all
what?
fucked up.
What are you talking? Well, I missed some.
Nah, I had Brenden on Commas in the booth, and he said he had the bacon, egg, and cheese, but he used honey bun
As the bun.
Instead of bread.
Yeah. That was while working there.
That's the fattest thing I ever heard in my life.
Fat nigga shit. That shit was good, though.
He was in the store like, yo.
That's like the KFC double down, bro.
At least I didn't use 2 honey buns. I told him to cut one in half.
Yo.
You asked me that too. He's like, yo, was it 2 honey buns? Like, nah, I'm not that fat. I cut one in
Brenden
half.
was crashing out. He was like, yo, fuck it. Yo,
Fuck it, I need
put my
this.
breakfast on the honey bun.
Hell
man.
yeah.
Dude got me for $700.
Hell yeah.
Wait, you asked him you asked the
Yeah, I gave
Aki?
Poppy the honey bun. I said, yo, could you cut this in half and make this the bread? He laughed.
That's the most.
Said
That's
something in Spanish and then he did it.
He judged you.
That's
yeah, OD.
He judged you.
that's some real Brooklyn shit right there, bro.
OD.
Do you remember what he said in Spanish? Like, yo, this nigga about to die after you.
Nah, he probably said like, are you serious or something like that? Like, yo, you serious, bro? He was Dominican, you know, Dominican Spanish, you know. But he was like, yo, you serious? He said, yo, he was like basically like saying like, yo, you serious? I said,
damn.
I'm dead ass, Poppy.
Shit, I just got for $700.
Hell yeah.
Yo, yeah.
Fuck,
bro.
you take credit?
You got paid every 2 weeks at that time?
Yeah, of course.
Yo, damn, so you had to go a month without.
Almost. Damn near. Yeah, that shit was crazy.
Nah, I gotta be on site if you see that dude.
OD. Nah, that's for life.
For life.
Yeah, that's for life for sure. Like, I'm the type to like, cause it's like I know that there's somebody that's in a worse predicament than I am at that time as an artist.
Yeah.
That happened to them.
Yeah.
Or that is yet to happen to them.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to make it my duty, like, as an artist myself, to like put
Spread
people
awareness.
on game. Yeah, spread awareness, because that's
you gotta
very
do that.
important.
You gotta do that.
There's people that are in worse predicaments as I am. What if he got somebody that he skipped on his rent for that? Like he lives alone and like type shit. Obviously that's dumb to do, but there's people that do that, you know, like the love of the art, that really like that delusion. It's like, yo, listen, I can't pay rent this month, but if I pay this and I get this beat from K on the track and I kill it, this shit gonna blow up. You know, things like we all think those stupid things sometimes, you know, but I gotta raise awareness like that. It's like, you're not gonna come here and yeah, you got me for it, but I'm gonna make sure that if I can help it, you're not gonna get somebody else for that. Because I'm not, you know, just, yeah, so.
So, what have y'all been listening to lately?
KM.
Speaking of, I've been in a deep R&B bag, obviously.
What kind of R&B though?
Really, all kinds of R&B, grown R&B down to like the next generation of artists, because that's what I'm working in primarily now. So it's been like a lot of R&B.
I love next generation R&B. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, like who y'all excited about in the R&B space?
Man, who I'm excited about, Tone Stith is an artist I fuck with.
Who?
Tone Stith.
Okay.
He's in like a new R&B artist out of Jersey. There's Shay Universe is one I just had on my show. She's an artist out of UK. She just dropped a project that's fire. Justin Martin is a an R&B artist out of Houston. That's fire. Destin Conrad, He's dope.
Oh yeah,
I haven't heard any of these
Destin
people.
Conrad is dope.
Yeah, Destin Conrad's dope.
I be thinking I'm tapped.
Someone with the shaved hair. He got the I think it's like blonde.
Yeah.
he's cool.
El Mean is another artist, another R&B artist from the UK. He's fire. Like, yeah, so I've been like deep in a R&B bag.
It's cool.
I like Chase Shakur a lot.
He's cool.
Chase Shakur is dope.
Yeah,
Chase Shakur is dope.
I'm appreciating his growth and like that he's like challenging himself. I think to like do new sounds and stuff. I liked his last project.
He's dope.
Yeah.
He's surprising me in a good
The
way.
song Night.
Yeah, Night. Yeah.
Fire.
Yeah. What about you?
Me? I mean, I'm listening to also like, R&B, like next generation R&B. I never really liked like 90s and like early 2000s R&B like that.
What?
That's
To
crazy.
be honest.
That's
crazy.
insane.
Yo, Brenden be saying the wildest shit, bro.
Yeah.
You be saying the wildest shit.
Not
bro.
that I
I'm
don't
just
like it. It's just like I don't like. I would never clean the house and like.
That's like the holy grail of R&B.
more than
is like,
four.
Yeah, no,
all these-
seriously.
Yeah.
That's
more
when
than
it-
four
that's
of
when
them
the
back to
genre-
back.
At least for
Yeah.
our generation, that's when the genre was like really shaped. Like the
Yeah.
sound.
Yeah.
Like
For me, I like 80s R&B a lot better than 70s R&B. But like,
80s and 70s. So what you bumping like?
Like yeah, in 80s and 70s, who we talking? Because I don't consider Marvin Gaye R&B. I consider him soul.
well, that's the thing with R&B. It always
R&B was
gets.
soul,
It always
like,
gets.
yeah.
It was soul first, so it always gets
Yeah,
hybrid with soul.
yeah.
So
Well,
you
I
can't really run away from it.
I don't entirely know what the difference is. Like
That's
to be
why I don't
honest.
really like. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna say I don't really like. Because I do like old Usher, I like Casey and JoJo. I like some of their songs. I like their joints, but it don't really speak to me as much because I feel like that was like pure R&B. Like that was just R&B.
Oh, they in love too much is what he's saying.
Yeah, basically,
He
yeah.
like these toxic dudes. Like
I like the R&B
like,
soul.
yeah, I cheated,
like,
but I love you, girl. Like that's the,
Bryson Tiller.
Yeah, like.
that's what he like. He want that toxic shit.
But like as far as like music in general, I've been really into just listening to like the Griselda guys like Rome Streets. He's like new from Griselda.
Yeah.
Okay, but he's been around for a minute.
Yeah, but he's only now getting like his.
I didn't know he's in Griselda.
Yeah, he's in. Yeah,
That's new. You saying?
what you mean?
Like Griselda was Kanye. I mean Kanye.
Was
Conway.
Benny,
Conway,
Kanye,
Benny,
Westside.
and-
But he's one of the newer additions to Griselda.
Okay,
Is he in
that's
Griselda
what
or
I'm
is he
saying.
under
He's under their label.
one of their
He's-
was it Black Soprano
I
family?
think so, something
Yeah.
like that.
But
He's one
is
of the
he
newer
in the
ones.
group or is he just like
Well, they
under?
consider him as part of the group.
okay, like the J Hood of like.
Yeah,
D-Block.
exactly,
Yeah,
exactly,
okay,
exactly. Yeah.
but
So-
minus all the
Yeah,
beef and drama
Yeah.
and shit. Yeah,
So
yeah,
he's
yeah.
like the newer, one of the newer editions of them.
Okay.
I think he's pretty dope. I've been listening to, obviously I go back to like old 70s, 80s music, so like The Barge.
The bars is fire though.
Yeah.
The bars is fire.
Them boys still out here too.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah,
Stylistics, obviously. Always going back to that.
that's
stuff.
all. That's I love stylistics,
Yeah.
but that's what like 50s.
No, Stylistics is 70s, 60s.
Is it really?
60s.
Some 80s as well
Yeah.
too. They were doing 80s stuff.
Wow.
I mean, but with these dudes, as long as they're alive, they still gonna be
Yeah, in
they're
Vegas.
Still gonna be, yeah.
in Vegas on the
Yeah.
Chitlin circuit.
That Vegas
Yeah.
residency.
Lucky Day is a heavy rotation for
Lucky
me.
Day is fire.
Lucky Day is dope.
Yeah.
Her is rotation for me sometimes. What else? Yeah, and then the usual suspects, the Kendricks, Coles, and
Yeah.
going back to all that stuff. But
Yeah.
yeah, Destin Conrad. I'm glad you named him. He's pretty dope. He
What-
always shows up in my like algorithmic
What's-
Spotify playlist. I
what's-
have an R&B mix, I have a funk mix, and then I have a hip hop mix,
Yeah.
and a chill mix, and it like changes. Blast is a
Blast
really
is-
good
yeah,
artist that I
Blast is
really
cool.
love.
Blast, yeah, I fuck with Blast.
Killer Mike's album was pretty dope.
It was. It was.
was.
He got Grammys.
yes,
I
it
fucked
was.
with it.
And then
Yes,
he
it
got
was.
arrested.
Hey, man.
I honestly didn't even look. I didn't even want to look into that. I didn't.
I don't even know.
I saw the
why.
headline.
Yeah.
I was like, bro, like why?
It was like disorderly
I mean,
conduct or some shit
yeah,
like
not
that.
even
Yeah, it
not
wasn't
even on
even-
some
yeah.
like it's Killer Mike's fault type shit, but like
Well, his speech
Kill-
was he was too passionate. in
No,
his
I
speech.
think,
just
I
don't
think
even know
like
what happened.
backstage it was like whatever. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Freddie Gibbs
oh man,
is one that I really enjoy. Oh, you don't like Freddie Gibbs?
I'm not a fan.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
want to shit on nobody's like art, but I'm not a fan.
Got you. I like Freddie Gibbs a lot.
He's on the Kanye album. I just heard
Yeah,
his
he
verse
is.
yesterday.
That verse is amazing.
Is it?
I couldn't get through the Kanye album. Should I try again?
You should, just to get through it.
Why couldn't you?
I mean, you can't have an opinion on a whole body of work if you can't get through it.
I wasn't gonna offer an opinion, but
okay.
My opinion was I couldn't.
How far did you get?
Second song.
Okay,
I was
paid. Paid is fire.
Let me
Paid
get
is-
it.
Of course.
Paid is fire.
Paid is great.
Paid is like
That whole
he knows
section-
that song is gonna go.
That
It's
whole
like, it's
section
too-
of
it's
the
too
album is the
catchy.
best because like it's paid. Do it.
Talking.
Talking.
Talking
Back-
is low
Back
key
to
fire
Me.
too. You heard
Burn.
Talking?
I like Burn.
Is it still on streaming platforms?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know about Talking? That's Northwest's debut.
No, I didn't. Listen
It's
to
your best, Miss Westy. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I didn't listen to the.
It was better. It was better than the other person's kid.
Kanye's sampling ability is like. What'd you say?
Come on, he's saying it's better than.
It's better than the
Adonis
other
verse.
person's
Yeah.
kid song.
Drake's son.
Oh,
You got a name shit, bro.
Who else son?
I didn't even hear it, to be honest. I didn't
song
hear
was
it.
I mean,
trash.
what is he 6?
Yeah, bro.
It doesn't matter. I think as you as a great
Punch up,
artist,
not down. Punch up.
No. You as a great artist, is your duty to make sure that your offspring does good art,
What?
At 6 years old?
bro. How old is North?
Yeah, she's like 12.
I mean, hey, listen.
Yo.
Yeah, she's like double
just-
his age.
Listen, that's like saying
So-
he's 6 years old. He don't have to, he don't know how to spell. He's 6 years old.
What?
Now you got to help him with the homework. You
So-
got to go sit down with him and say, hey, listen, this is how you write your name. This is 2 + 2. That's your duty as a parent.
So you
why
saying-
is the art get left out?
So for
I
example,
don't think it's that deep.
So
it
for
is that deep.
I don't think it's that
if
deep.
you're going to sell it and make money off of it, it is that deep. If you're putting out an album, it is that deep.
I mean, if you're putting it on an album, you are opening it up to the general public's opinions of it.
Oh, you don't
Yeah.
get no
So I guess
slack
in
to
that
you.
situation,
But people have the choice to buy it. You're not forcing them to buy it.
No, of course. No, what I'm saying is
They'll
that.
buy your album. It's not like he's on like every track. You know what I'm saying?
But
what
It's
I'm
one
saying is
track.
that
You're
you
still
can't
getting a
just-
good experience
with
outside
Drake,
of it.
you don't have a choice anymore.
You don't have a choice.
You don't have a
Yeah.
choice anymore when
Yeah.
Drake drops.
Yeah.
You're gonna hear it, whether you want to, whether you tap on the album or not.
Yeah.
Anything that you listen to that plays music that you not selecting, you're gonna get that.
Yeah,
You're
I mean,
gonna
come
get that
on.
Drake.
Like, I get it. The kid is a kid, of course. The kid is a kid, and he's great kid. Funny kid. No, funny kid. I see clips of him. He's mad funny. He seems like a cute kid, But what I'm saying is that, like,
But your music sucks, is what you're saying.
nah. What I'm saying is that, I mean, it's not his fault. He's 6, right?
So,
But, like,
so by that logic, Tom Brady's kid should be able to play in the NFL right now. Is that
No.
right? That's what you're saying.
but Tom Brady, but you gonna teach a kid how to throw a
His son-
football,
right? So his son should be NFL level thrower right now. Like that's what you say.
Nah. What I'm saying is that if it's not at the level where it's good enough to put out, don't put it out. Like I would.
I mean, I would. I mean, it's a cute.
it's a cute gesture,
Yeah, and I'm sure it was,
but
like
not for an entire song.
I'm sure it was a cool.
Did you feel
moment
the same
for-
when Kanye made the scoopty whoop? Scoopity whoop?
Oh, that was known trolling. So that was just whatever.
Brenden still listens to that. He listens to that on the train.
Of course.
Scoopity poop.
This next verse.
So that's good art. He could put that out.
No, that's not good art.
Okay,
but it's known that he's trolling. So it's like,
Was it?
Fuck it. It's like fuck it. You're trolling.
So it's not
Oh
that
no,
deep
yeah,
because
because
he's
that was
trolling.
the beat. Who wanted that beat? And
So
yeah.
So it's okay that he's trolling, but Drake wants his son to have like a moment on the track. And
You see,
put that
now
out,
you're
and that's-
making me seem like I'm a villain now.
But that's probably what it was. It was
Yeah.
probably like he had his son in the studio and
Yeah.
like, yo, you want to spit some? And then he
he-
did it. And he like, yo, we gonna put that on. Like, for you.
I mean, this whole thing is kind of like child stars. I was thinking about this the other day. This is like the first time that like celebrities' kids are growing up with social media.
I mean,
So like, and we see like Blue Ivy and Willow Smith. I mean the whole Will Smith family situation. Like they're older now. Like they're probably the first to go through it. Maybe.
yeah.
And Northwest and all that, like we're it's like they're grooming them to be in the public eye, and I like wonder like just how healthy that is.
But that's why I have my opinion, because I'm not no Joe Budden here, because when Drake went at Joe Budden, I definitely agreed with everything that Drake was saying. But we're not going to talk about that. And I'm not trying to be that person. But what I'm trying to see is that if you're gonna let your kid be a kid, then let them be a kid.
Yeah.
If you're gonna put them on a track and let them rap, and they're an artist now, then there's some things that you should do. Whether it's like sit down with the kids, like, hey, like let's write this together, you know? Oh, I like that line. Let's try this. This sounds cool, right? As a parent, not saying that he didn't do that, because I don't know what he did in the studio. Yeah. But what I'm saying is that like we can't just be like, oh, they're a kid, yeah, but these parents are like grooming them, like you just said, to be in the public eye. But like, if you're gonna let the kid be a kid, like, nigga, you could give him a song when he's 14 or 15. Like, and again, it's not my place because I'm not a parent, right? I'm just sharing what I thought about. Exactly. Yeah, like, so I want to say that in general, like, my opinion doesn't even matter because it's whatever. I don't even have a kid. I'm not in his shoes. I didn't know what went on in the studio, so fuck my opinion. Yeah. But what I'm saying is that like I probably would have. But look at it. I just made a joke. But the Northwest joke was better. It's the same.
But look at it this way. It's like, you're on top of the world. You have a studio in the crib. You create. You want your son to be a part of what you're doing.
Of course.
Right. And you want to share it with him, and you also maybe want to like pass some of your skills down and like invite them. To explore their curiosity, and if they're like, hey dad, what are you doing, like we don't know what the scenario is, and then they lay something down and they really like it, and they come to you like, daddy, can we put the song out, if you can, and it's like, yeah, it's not that deep, actually we gonna make you some money and we gonna put it in a trust fund account or whatever, what I'm saying?
True, and that's a different form of like parenting. I mean, again, fuck what I think. Yeah. But if I was a parent, I would probably
Brenden would have said, nah.
And I don't think that's unhealthy either. Like,
Brenden would have been like, nah, say, lie, little nigga, your shit whack.
That's a fact.
I ain't putting this shit on my
album. You ain't ready yet.
That's a fact.
I ain't putting this on my album.
That's a fact. You know what you could do, son? You could move that fader for me. And you could continue to do move that fader.
Wow.
Listen, I could put you in the background. You could sing and harmonize, and I'll throw some reverb on it. Like, we could. I'm gonna do it a certain, but right now you're not ready. Right now.
I mean,
deluxe. See if you're ready for the deluxe. Man.
Hey, listen, I give you songwriting credits. That's your credit right there. You making money. Like, damn. I'll just do it a little differently. But fuck my opinion. I'm not him, so it doesn't really matter what I got to say. But I would have definitely. I'd be like, nah, son. Like, because
you don't want to develop an entitled kid either, or like who doesn't want to strive or like understand like the importance of like earning attention.
Yeah, it's like so much deeper than just like, hey, it's a moment, but like. First of all, like, I don't even know if I'm comfortable. If hopefully I pray to God, or I declare, manifest, whatever you want to call it. I pray that I'm at that level of success, or maybe some kind of success like that. But like I wouldn't even like. I don't know how comfortable I would feel if I could even invite other opinions of my child's stuff. Like, it's so much deeper than just like, hey, it is a kid, it's cool, moment. But it's like. There's people that are saying worse things than me, like on the comments section, like clowning this kid. Like, it's like, let that nigga be a kid. Like, yeah, I would have done it different. I would have been like, nah, you're not ready, son. Like, first of all, verse was a little, you didn't let me. You caught a tantrum when I tried to tell you to say this line, but whatever. You know what? We gonna save this in a hard drive, and we revisit it on your 12th birthday or some shit.
When they're six.
I mean, is he 6 for sure?
I don't know.
We just went with what you said.
Yeah, I don't know how old. I don't know Drake. I don't know how old the kid is.
But
he's a cute kid. He's funny. Like he has a lot of personality.
How long ago did
did Pusha T?
Yeah, did Pusha T expose him? What year was that?
Nah, that was 2018.
That was 18. So he about 6. Yeah, he about 6 or 7, maybe, give or take.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Nah, but it was a cute moment. It was cool. It's a cute moment. Yeah. That's a funny kid. That's a cute kid. I see a lot of videos of him, and he seems like a real like enjoyable to be around. Like he be talking about like basketball and shit. Nah, just not rapping right now. Yeah,
Maybe he'll go to the NBA. Who knows?
Maybe. It's like,
Right.
Hey, if you can't eligibly write your line on a paper and I can't like read it, it doesn't look like scratch, then I don't think you should be writing bars. Like, what does it say? What is it saying? What did you write?
So this the Destin Conrad you said was the name of the artist. Like, what's a good song to listen to?
Go to that album.
Submissive 2?
No, this one.
Colorway?
Yeah. And
All
you
right.
could pick something
What
from there.
song would y'all recommend? Do you know one off top, or you have to also look at the?
have to look at it.
In the Air is pretty good.
This is this is Colorway. Oh, this is old shit. Listen to this new shit. Submissive. Yeah, listen to the Submissive 2 project. I thought was pretty dope.
You have a
has a joint in
song?
there, Same Mistake. Well, it's pretty good.
Alex Isley.
Yeah.
She's dope.
Yeah.
Yeah?
That's fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yo.
would fuck with that.
I heard that in the plane. That was on my mix in the plane coming home.
Let's listen to it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Vibe check.
Yeah. That was hard. Yeah. That one I knew right away. Like, I was like, first like
Few
5-10
seconds,
seconds, I was like,
Right.
yeah. So
Yeah, for sure.
I like the snare choice. Yeah.
It's really
Good
dope.
Yeah,
delivery.
man, he's solid, man. That's yeah. I like these people saying R&B was dead, but I mean, I thought that was a kind of a lazy take.
Yeah.
Cause nowadays you got to do a little bit more work,
Yeah.
effort to
Yeah.
find the music
Yeah.
that you resonate with.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like just turn on the radio and the radio's playing all the best stuff.
Yeah.
That's not what it is anymore. So because it's so easy to put music out, it's so easy to find different music. You kind of have to do a little bit more work as a consumer. So if you're like a true like music head, you will do that work. Like you will go out there and be like, oh, let me listen to this playlist of artists I've never heard of to see if there's something in here.
Yeah.
Versus the person that just goes back to the same like 25, 30 songs they've been listening to the last like 10 years.
Yeah.
And it's really those are the type of people that's like, music isn't the same. It's like,
Yeah.
well, I mean, you
don't
got
look
to
for
2010 and you stopped.
Yeah.
Like, what do you expect it to sound like?
Yeah.
You know? So
Yeah.
Those purists.
they're not even the purists, man. I wouldn't even call those people purists. To me, the purist is the one that's actively working to really find difference. Like as music changes, they're also like changing their palette as it goes along to be able to be more open to different sounds and different ways and different tunes and different like collections of music and be more open to artists trying different things. And those to me are the purists.
I thought purists was like the opposite of that. Like I thought purists was like those people that be like, real hip hop is not Little Uzi.
Right, we call those people purists.
Oh, okay,
but I'm saying like the real purists to me is the people that's like really out here trying to grow with the genre. You have to grow with whatever genre you love, you listen to, you got to grow with it. Otherwise, you just going to get stuck in a certain window, a certain time frame, and then you're going to complain that, oh, I'm stuck here because nothing sounds good anymore. And it's like that's not true.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's really just people were conditioned by radio and just never went outside of that.
Yeah.
Like when Spotify came along and all that stuff, like I can't understand people who just like let the radio take control the entire time when you're in the car. Like in terms of like,
listening to music.
No, like Hot 97, Power 105, and
unless you have SiriusXM.
Yeah,
Ben Lewis on Sunday mornings.
Yeah, obviously,
and Saturday
obviously.
mornings.
Yeah, obviously, yeah.
Other than that,
yeah. But for me, like I need control. I'm a control freak of like the music in the car. Like
I can't put the radio. I can't put the fuck
I have to say it like that.
It's like you just playing the same three stuff.
Yeah,
literally the same three songs.
Yeah,
it's like going to Steinway.
Yeah,
like and listening to like the DJs that play.
Well,
the
there
same
is a
shit.
science behind that.
More money. Whoever the more money.
No,
someone
it's
puts
not. It's not even necessarily. So it goes. They kind of the channels are the stations are kind of programmed based on the average like listener time. So if the average listener time is 1 hour, that means I need to play a hit. Like, so there'll be like maybe 5 or 6 songs that are like the top songs in rotation. And the way it'll schedule out is if the average listener time for Hot 97, for example, is an hour and 10 minutes, then every hour, 10 minutes, you need to hear one of these 5 songs that we,
because everyone's on a different schedule.
Right. So where you might be listening, for example, let's say you're on a 3-hour drive, you got a certain station on, and in that 3 hours, their average listener time is 1 hour. So every hour you might you get like those songs the songs that you're hearing everywhere essentially, because they're like, well, there's a whole different set of people listening this hour, and if you were here last hour, cool, you're just gonna have to hear this again. Like, that's kind of how the science behind it.
And that's why streaming platforms are better, because they're curating content for you around the clock.
right.
For you.
Yeah. That's cool.
So it's like, I can go to a song radio, or I can like,
Right,
if I want to discover new music, like that's my favorite thing to do, is just like go to a song I like and like, okay, what are some suggestions like in this arena that I haven't heard yet?
Right.
Spotify does it best too.
Yeah. Or you could listen to my show on Sundays at 10 o'clock.
But then I gotta wait all the way till Sundays.
I play new music.
Yeah.
So we're gonna listen to Spotify all week,
Or Ben,
and then
on
Sundays.
But
Ben Lewis
got
on
you.
SiriusXM.
Fact.
absolutely.
Of course.
But that's true too. Is like, you're actually like how does it look for you? Like you're in control now of like what you play. You said, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
So
That's awesome.
So how much do you take into account like what you just said about traditional radio? Is that the term I would
terrestrial.
Terrestrial. I was gonna say terrestrial, but I was like, I don't think I know what that word means. So I'm.
I just mean, to me, I just know that it's not satellite. There's satellite, which is what I'm on, and then there's terrestrial,
which is extraterrestrial.
Yeah. So do you?
I guess so.
Do you take those same things into account in terms of like average listening time, and I need to play this every interval, or like how do you prepare like stuff? For
I mean, for like the type of show I do is a little different, because the type of show I do on the show I do on Saturdays is a countdown show, so it's like all the top songs that you're already hearing a bunch of times. Mm-hmm. The show on Sunday is the one that's more catered towards like playing like the newer generation, the next generation of like R&B artists. So that really doesn't follow those like programming rules. It's like, and during this time, you're going to be presented with, 6 or 7 new artists, new songs, and that's what you'll hear this week. And then you'll hear those songs next week, and then, piled in with another set of like new artists. So it's a little different than like the usual day-to-day, where based on like, and it's a little different. I work in R&B. I work in hip hop too, but it's a little different like when you're programming R&B, because people listen to R&B stations a little bit longer. Mm-hmm. They're not switching off.
Yeah, because that's a mood. It's
yeah,
a vibe.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like R&B sets a vibe, so you could just kind of stay in that vibe for 2 to 3 hours. Yeah. So with that being said, it's like programmed a little bit differently, where you might hear like the top R&B song every 2 hours, every 3 hours. So you're not getting tired of it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Who is your favorite interview so far?
My favorite interview so far? I don't know if I have like a favorite one. I don't know.
You had Patti LaBelle, right?
No, I didn't interview Patti LaBelle. I helped Patti LaBelle off stage at Essence.
How was that?
It was kind of scary. I don't know if it was her son, a security guard. That nigga was looking at me like, boy, if you...
Of course.
Like, Because he was about to help her off, and I just kind of like...
Like the King's Guard in
I was
the
like,
UK
yo, I'm like, yo, bro, I got my camera rolling like to capture this. Back up, man.
Yeah,
what you doing? Like, but... Nah, it was cool. It was really cool. A little scary, because I'm like, what if I slip and bust my ass with Patti LaBelle holding my hand? Like that could have been bad.
Patti, man.
Yeah, but
so dope.
No, that was dope. A lot of like like crazy surreal moments. But I don't know if I have like a favorite interview. Yeah, because I think I get a little bit better with each one. So
all right. So what was like the interview like the first time where you're like, wow, like I can't believe I'm interviewing this person.
Babyface. I didn't think that Babyface. I mean, not that he needs to. I didn't think that Babyface was gonna ever drop new music during like my lifetime in the industry.
Yeah.
And he did, and he came by.
That album's
and,
dope too.
Yeah,
It was really good.
Yeah. So that was a mind blowing like moment for me.
Yeah.
Pause. I need to pause that. Are we doing that here?
No.
Okay.
No, we good, bro.
Good.
Okay. Yeah. So that was
We're
like
friendly.
Not that friendly, but
no, but that was a moment for me where I was like, oh shit, like I'm actually doing this.
like I've arrived type or.
No, I feel like I have more of the I've arrived feeling like now, like these days, especially now that I've got my own show where I'm not a co-host, where it's like it's me. Like you tune in, you hearing just me talking, like talking about whatever, doing the music, interviewing. So now I feel like, and then behind the scenes to where I'm a assistant programmer now. So it's like I kind of have that control. Like behind the scenes to have more of an input, a say in what is getting on, and having the show, the platform, which is like the front facing aspect that people kind of see and I guess for lack of a better term, respect a little bit more than if they hear that you're doing the stuff behind the scenes. So I kind of have it both now. So now I have more of a feeling like, okay, now I'm stepping into what it is, which is what my plan was really from day one of even getting into radio in the first place. Like this was exactly what from day one, if you ask me what the end game was, what I'm living in right now was it. So
the last time the three of us had a microphone in front of our face at the same time was Radio Free Brooklyn.
Right.
That was
Exactly.
your beginnings.
That was the first time I met you.
Really? Was that Radio Free?
Yeah, it was at Radio Free. Because when I got to Radio Free Brooklyn, I was like, okay, I was just stepping into the music scene. I knew nothing about it, so I was just pulling up to random events. I think I met both of y'all at an event.
I know you met me at
the Midnight Dreams event. I don't remember where I met
1 year anniversary.
Where I met Brenden.
Probably Midnight Dreams.
Possibly. Yeah, and then I would just go up to y'all and introduce myself and, let you know what I'm doing. And I was just bringing niggas onto the show. I wasn't acting like, maybe Brenden might have a little, well, maybe both of you have this experience going to other like internet radio shows where they're like, you got to pay to get on. Or like they acting like, it's like, bro, like, come on, stop. It's 14 niggas tuning into your shit every week, bro. Like, just let anybody on. Like, I never understood why other radio stations, like other internet stations, like kind of did that. I was always like, they gave me a green light at Radio Free Brooklyn to bring in whoever and play whatever and do whatever. So I kind of just used that to build up like a community of like artists and just use it to like support people that I thought dropped dope music.
Yeah. That's dope.
Yeah.
I wanted to get into like before we started the podcast, we were talking about like influence of hip hop on the culture, and I have this conversation frequently with a really close friend of mine, who really feels like, and this is someone who we were in a rap group together a long time ago.
What was the name of the group?
It was called Rebel Nation.
That's actually not a terrible name. Sounds like you're about to drop some reggae music.
Right?
It's about to be some steel pans playing and shit. But, Rebel Nation definitely sounds like, that's not a bad name.
I'll take that.
Yeah.
Is
there any Rebel Nation music that I could find anywhere out there?
It probably still is on YouTube.
You want to play one for us?
Not really. If anyone wants to go find it,
come on.
you're more than
you play
welcome
us
to.
out with one of Rebel Nation song.
What?
Play us out when we finish. Rebel Nation song.
Oh my God. I'll think about it. I have to bring myself there. But yeah, so I just said that because he's not like anti hip hop. He kind of he has gone more of like the gospel route of things in terms of his taste. So he's listening to hip hop like less and less. Like he's not as tapped in as he used to be. Mm-hmm. But I think
gospel
a lot of that
as in gospel rap or gospel.
Just gospel.
Oh, okay.
But
some of these gospel rappers be sounding like they still drilling. Yeah, I be like, what?
Gospel rap's gotten better over the years.
Yeah,
but
no, it
it's always
definitely
been kind of trash.
But yeah, I think his progression is like it's not like he just tunes hip hop out. He does try to listen to it to a certain extent, but feels like just like the landscape and this is kind of one of those like, you know, what the radio or what his algorithm feeds him is just like the because there's a lot of great hip hop out there, you know, like Vince Staples and you know, obviously he still loves Cole and Kendrick and stuff, but yeah, he feels like, you know, and we have this conversation where he feels like hip hop is just like so detrimental to black people and hip hop culture in itself because of what's pushed.
I
don't disagree at the take.
I wouldn't blame that on hip hop culture, so to speak. I would say that's more of like street culture, and the two are kind of like really intertwined because a lot of people from the streets, you know, are hip hop artists and kind of carry that like same code of, you know, how to move into how they carry themselves in hip hop. But I could understand, I could see where that's coming from. There's a lot of detrimental practices in hip hop that kind of goes into just everyday culture that is like kind of productive.
Because my whole thing is like hip hop culture is like, or hip hop even as a musical genre is bigger than what the radio pushes. But so like if we just look at, it's really the game of money and what labels put a bag behind and what gets attention, because attention and
it starts with what gets attention though.
Yeah.
And that's where it all starts. Like what gets attention.
Yeah. Which is kind of like a chicken or the egg kind of thing. You know, like if you're, you know, like negative stuff gets more attention just in general. Like people consume
more shocking.
People
stuff,
more likely to consume what they hate rather, you know, more like there's some statistic I read about like if you hate something, you're just like far more likely to watch it.
Oh yeah,
isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
I put out an ad on YouTube for a music video that I had, and the ad was 7 out of 10 people would hate this video. And I got 40,000 views on it and like 300 comments.
Yeah.
And a lot of it was negative as far as like trolling, but like maybe like 70% of it was actually positive. So yeah, anything negative gets you to watch it.
What was some of the worst like shit you said?
They were like trolling like oh yeah, it's definitely the worst. Like yeah, it's definitely 7 out of 10, or it's 9 out of 10 worse. It was like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna dislike this video because of the ad. But then there were really ones that were like, wow, this is not a bad video. I actually really like this, or it was cool. I mean, no such thing as bad publicity, right? Mm-hmm. But I think everyone's to blame as far as like the state of what hip hop does to the community.
But so what I was trying to say, because I didn't finish, was like the like hip hop culture is bigger than that. Hip hop culture is like it's not just what's on radio. It's definitely what's also like on platforms, what you can dig for. All like, you know, there's plenty of artists who make positive music, and there's a difference between also like documenting a story and glorifying street shit,
sure,
as well. And plenty of artists are still like documenting stories versus just glorifying. And it's also the events that we go to, you know, the community. Like on a community aspect, like legendary ciphers, for example, like, you know, in New York City, who gather every Friday, and it's just about like the love of MCing and you know in Union Square, and they just like they just get together and freestyle. Like that's also very much like hip hop, and you know it provides a form of expression and therapy for a lot of people, but it gets you know we associate the genre the most with like what's the most popular, and then it gets to the question of like why are these things pushed? It starts with attention, and like we said, chicken or the egg. Like, is it getting attention because it's pushed, or is it being pushed because it's getting attention? You know,
It's hard to say, but I think nowadays. Yeah. Now go ahead, you go first.
Oh no, I'm sorry, but like yeah, I would definitely say it's like it's getting attention. It's being pushed because it's getting attention. Because we gotta like understand like some of the biggest like consumers of hip hop and the people that document what's happening in the streets. A lot of the consumers are people that are nowhere near this kind of stuff. They're nowhere near like seeing drug dealers and being in neighborhoods where it's gangs and that kind of stuff. So that stuff is captivating to them, and they're like become like the biggest like consumer. And so because they're giving it so much attention, now the people that
that's not hip hop culture. Like the people like that audience is not.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not, but it gets painted as, you know, oh, this is hip hop, and it's like, well, hip hop is like not just one thing either.
Yeah,
it's like it has the street stuff. You also have the conscious stuff. You also have the people that just want to party and have a good time and take party drugs, and you know what I'm saying, like it's a bunch of different things that go into it. But I think the mainstream stuff is what is getting attention, because like most of the people that are paying money to go to shows, to buy the merch and all that type of shit is people that's nowhere near that kind of lifestyle.
But then the music, like who's it affecting the most? Because there's also like, you know, I'm not the most educated on the opioid epidemic, but like, you know, definitely it's general knowledge that a lot of these, like it happens in a lot of these rural states where it's, you know, majority white population. Yeah, it's and like I don't know like how much hip hop plays a role like in that, but it's probably part of the recipe somewhat in terms of like like having nothing to do out there.
Yeah,
and I'm gonna listen to some. I don't know. I don't want to just single out any one rapper, but the ones that rap about doing drugs and sipping syrup and all that shit.
Yeah,
you know, maybe that's what they put on while they're doing this stuff. But I mean, you gotta also, when you being a creative, you gotta kind of speak your truth to an extent.
But is that your truth, or are you really like? I mean,
you don't know until you like meet the person, right? You don't know if they just making some stories up in their music, which there is a whole lot of that going on.
Yeah. I mean, it kind of it traces back to a few artists. Like we can trace, I feel like the first artists who were really pushing that song after song after song was Lil Wayne, Future.
Yeah, he had a lot to do with it.
Yeah, Future and Tony Montana, like that whole era, like was.
Did Lil Wayne ever make you want to try syrup?
I tried syrup.
For real?
Yeah.
Cause of Lil Wayne. Like, can you say like?
I wouldn't say it's not
like
not because
Carter 3 dropped. You
all those things are connected.
Yeah, it was kind of like all right, let me see what this is about.
Yeah, like actual syrup, or you?
No, like I knew someone who had a prescription for promethazine, and
how did it feel?
And they were like, "Yeah, I'm not using it. Like you can have it." I was like, "Oh, word." It wasn't for me.
He was like, "Tariq."
I tried it once. I tried it once, and it was just like. I just feel
the Jolly Rancher in there and everything.
Yeah.
The gourmet one.
Yeah, I did a Deuce and a Foe. Like I tried. I did it more than once. I did it twice. I finished the bottle, but the bottle's only so many ounces, so I got a Deuce and a Foe out of it.
the measurements too. I got the deuce in there.
Well, I only know this because of Lil Wayne though, like because of fucking like YouTube and shit. Like I said, I did it these couple times, and then like I was just like, this is just kind of feels like pointless. This is like the I can't feel my face era, Joel Santana. I was.
I feel like dying when he was dropping that shit. Like,
yeah, exactly, yeah. So. I mean, yeah, I just felt like kind of just slow.
Yeah.
And it was just like, it's a depressant.
You're right.
You know, so it just wasn't for me. I like spiritual stuff.
No, I definitely had a moment. I didn't have access to actual promethazine. So, yeah, I definitely had a moment in college where we was just like, yo, fuck it, let's pour a bunch of NyQuil into our fucking cups and like definitely had those moments.
The poor man's syrup. Yeah,
right.
I've done that too.
It's almost like the crack of syrup, right?
Yeah.
It's not the full on cocaine.
It has alcohol in it too.
Yes,
so.
right.
Does it?
Yeah.
NyQuil?
Yes, it does. A lot of household products we don't know.
Yeah.
People that are recovering alcoholics cannot use a lot of household products.
Like mouthwash, right?
Mouthwash, yeah. All of those
You
things.
can feel a breathalyzer if you just take some mouthwash.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Yes, bro.
Yes. There's people that are recovering addicts that they get drunk on mouthwash. Yes. It's a real thing.
How do you get drunk on?
Because
Wait.
mouthwash has alcohol.
They'll swallow. They'll drink the whole thing.
Yes.
Type. Oh my
and
god.
rubbing alcohol.
Yeah.
God.
And rubbing alcohol is alcohol.
That's wild.
I do. Yeah, I do alcohol free mouthwash. It stings too much.
That's crazy. Like. Yeah.
But I was gonna say that like,
I don't mean to have that response. Like I'm really
nah.
No. I really
sad.
feel bad for those people.
No, it's sad. It is.
Bad,
It's a real struggle.
If you to a point where you like, you looking at a bottle of Listerine, like, damn, I said a brand.
Yeah,
it's a real thing.
Yeah, that's a whole different.
I mean to use a brand. My bad. You could
Bro.
sense that.
That's why they have mouthwashes without alcohol nowadays.
Just put a beep over your
Do that, please.
But the drug game is I would say is almost the same as the rap game. I feel like throughout the years it's changed. Like I feel like
it's all a drug in some sort of way. We're dispensing dopamine. Like we make songs so that people feel dopamine.
But what I'm saying is like back in the days, like when hip hop was just first starting, I am a subscriber. I'm siding with Dr. Umar on this, right? So like I subscribe to the idea that yes, the government, when hip hop was first created, the government and businesses, corporations exploited our culture and pushed
Privately owned prisons.
Well, I don't know about that one, but
Okay.
but I do subscribe to the idea that back then corporations have explicitly exploited our culture and pushed certain songs throughout time that for nowadays we're just programmed to like the negative stuff more. And to me, it's not far-fetched if the government was already giving FBI and FBI and CIA was already selling drugs and putting drugs in our neighborhoods. That's a proven thing.
Yeah, that's a fact.
That's a proven thing, right?
Yep.
We talk about giving people syphilis. Like it's not such a far fetch to believe that these big corporations literally sit down and be like, how can we further make this youth enjoy our music, but at the same time, like, yeah, these people are nothing.
Yeah.
Let's push this negative music.
I wrestle with the idea all the time of like how diabolical it is versus like just how much of it is just like we're making money and we have no integrity type shit. Because there's a difference between like intentionally being. There's a difference between
the same thing.
Yeah, if you're diabolical,
intent doesn't mean you don't.
I'm not saying like either one is okay. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just I think sometimes like the creation of a they of like there's like this group of people who are just like rubbing their hands the whole time like we're gonna we want to ruin this world.
There is.
I mean there could be a group, but it's not. I don't think it's like all rich people. I don't think it's like everybody in the Bilderbergs is just like.
Well, let me ask you something, right?
Yeah.
Knowing what you know now about wealth and what you see, do you really think you can be a totally good, morally perfect person and be worth the same.
Who's
while it is
morally
Jeff Bezos
perfect?
and Elon Musk?
Who is morally
no? But what I'm
perfect?
saying is,
Yeah.
there's certain things that have to be done for you to even hit that tax bracket. Like you cannot tell me.
I don't know.
You cannot
believe
tell
that.
me that Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk is not stepping on toes and stepping on people crabs in the battle to be worth that much.
Well, we're talking about the richest people on earth. Not just like any
music
tax
industry is
bracket.
one
We're
of the
talking about
most-
the highest of the highest.
Well, collectively, that industry's worth billions of dollars.
But like
as well.
Jay-Z, for example.
I don't think Jay-Z's in the studio drinking baby blood, but I also don't think. But I also don't think that Jay-Z is making certain decisions. We see Jay-Z as Jay-Z, but he's not. The reason why he called out,
Yeah, but he's a billionaire, right? So
but he doesn't have
the
the power that we think we have. That we think he has.
Yeah,
Sometimes.
yeah.
Because if he did, he'd be in the recording academy, and Beyonce would have won Album of the Year as she should have instead of Taylor Swift, right?
Yeah.
If we really want to talk about it.
I didn't even watch the Grammys this year.
But what I'm saying is that like these recording academies, like, come on, bro, like they literally do things on purpose. Like even if it's not on purpose, like it's to make money.
Yeah.
Fuck integrity. We making money.
Yeah.
Like-
I feel like
but that's different. That's all I'm just saying. There's a difference between like fuck integrity. We're making money. We have no morals, which is bad. But it's worse to just be intentionally racist and be like, no, we're gonna actually
Same thing.
It's
Because it affects us the same way.
they're both bad. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying I do think it's worse.
I'd rather the one that has the intent to fuck me over.
Really?
Than just, hell yes. Than to someone to be like, oh, we're for you, and they have no integrity, they're just making money.
Because one is ignorant and the other's evil. And I think
which is why I was glad when Trump became president, because he brought out these people that we thought were friends, that we thought, this person can't be racist. Like when he became president, there's neighbors of ours, neighbors that came like, damn, bro.
Maybe not in
racist?
New York. Maybe not.
No. Us, I mean, as Americans,
as
racist.
Yeah.
So somebody you saying hi to, walking your dog all the time, having lunch, all of a sudden Confederate flag, boom.
Right.
Like that's why I rather those things. It's like I'd rather you tell me.
Rather that there's a light on everything.
You want to kill me. I'd rather tell me you don't give a shit about me and you want to see me die, as opposed to someone that's plays the nice card. It's like, it's just we just making money. It's not personal. It's just business, but it affects us the same way. So it's like it's hard for even say which one is worse. I'd rather a person to tell me, I have evil intentions.
I was gonna say to your point, Serge. I think it starts out like these things, like the drugs, the guns, whatever. It starts out with, like, I feel like the sole like intent is to make money, but they're also being evil at the same time, because they know if this thing is making money, the effect of this thing making money it means all these people are gonna be affected in really negative ways. But we don't give a fuck about that.
I question how much they even like think that far or care.
No, they don't even care.
Yeah. I think they. I mean, certain things, like for example, it is known that the CIA did put drugs into the streets.
Yeah.
If you put a bunch of cocaine into streets, into a neighborhood, you supply big time drug dealers and crack.
But that's its own thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
I'm saying
but
it's about to happen. But the same thing with the opioid crisis. If you get the medical industry to subscribe all these type of drugs, we know the side effects, but we're making so much money. So you just
turn a blind eye.
Yeah, they're not completely ignorant. I don't think they're going in like, oh wow, we thought this really was gonna lower your blood pressure, but it actually like no, they know like this shit's gonna fuck you up, but we're gonna make so much money.
Well, I think in many cases it can be denial. It can be like being like your bias is that you want to make money, so you just kind of like it's like people who don't. No, it's like people who don't believe in global warming, right?
Yeah.
People who bring snowballs to the fucking meetings that they have in Congress and shit. You heard about that?
Yeah, I've heard.
Someone literally brought a snow. Was like one of our like a representative
that
brought
the world is not warming.
Yeah, brought a snowball like.
Was it supposed to melt instantly in his hand?
No. He was trying to prove that global warming
doesn't exist because snow exists.
because it's still snowing.
It's cold. You get it? It takes cold to make snow.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it's selfish to now because we all know by statistics that music is programming.
Yeah,
that's programming. Like when people were so pressed about the Doja Cat shit when she made Demons, and people are so pressed about like her putting demonic stuff in her music videos, or what's his name? Montero guy.
Lil Nas X.
Lil Nas X, where he making fun of Jesus and twerking on the devil. Like, yeah, but like satanic stuff.
And now he's back to being religious again.
Whatever, satanic stuff. But like we have people rapping music about drilling niggas. You know what drilling niggas mean?
Yeah.
Shooting niggas, killing people, killing our people. That's inherently evil.
Yeah.
And it's like we go along and we call out these people that like, oh, he's got devil horns in his music video. Nigga, you got somebody rapping about killing our people.
I mean, it's both wrong. It's both like, to me, like it's both, because I do feel like the stuff that displays the demonic symbols and all that kind of stuff, that is like a spiritual warfare that's happening. That is, to at least I believe, like that is an attack on, like it's trying to like desensitize you to these images that can open up certain gateways to allow certain like types of spirits into your life.
I agree.
Types of things.
Yeah.
I feel like it's just as wrong and has just the same impact as because I agree, like the people that's rapping about like killing people, killing each other
and
in our
just
neighborhoods,
as bad, but nobody be calling them out, calling that music out. It's like, bro, like it's, I don't know, bro. It's crazy. Yeah. It's like, and we could argue, be like, oh, that's what drill is. No, drill is a sound. Yeah, it originated from Chief Keef and talking about violent stuff, but at the end of the day, drill is a sound. You know, you put the hi-hats a certain pattern, that's it, it's drill. Mm-hmm. You don't have to talk about killing somebody. Yeah, you don't have to kill somebody. You don't have to talk about killing somebody for it to be drill.
I would like to hear a positive, like, song over like a drill beat.
I mean, Lupe Fiasco has done it.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
We off the grid.
Yeah, but what was it?
Oh, but Fabio was
on there talking about, you know?
Yeah.
So
there's some Christian drill.
There is Christian.
I was playing it when I was DJing one of the services. It's probably dope. It's actually dope.
Yeah, there is Christian.
There's drill and B also.
There is drill and B.
You know who really invented
drill and B?
It's like a mixture of drill and R&B.
Yeah.
It's like
but
I hate that though.
But you know
Queen Naja tried to do. I fucking hate drill and B, bro. I love Queen Naja, but I just didn't like that.
I have a hot take though.
What?
You know who, in my opinion, Janet Jackson invented drill. Like the genre.
How she?
You ever hear the song "I Get Lonely"?
Of course.
That song is a drill beat, bro.
I guess so lonely.
That song is a drill beat.
What?
We go listen to it right now. We go listen to it right now.
That's
a great song though. I don't mind listening to it.
Janet Jackson.
So let's just remember. So sliding bass.
Are you gay?
Like gliding.
How you gonna ask me a question like that?
Gliding
Remember
bass.
that movie?
What makes drill like gliding bass?
808s and the salsa pattern
and
the
the right,
sound like a cha-cha
and like an open like kick
and
snare.
a snare on 3 and 2, mostly.
Keep that in mind. Sometimes on 4, sometimes on 4 too.
Y'all just spoke a language that
I'm
you know what the fuck that meant.
Yeah, we nerded out a little bit. It's okay.
We did. That's crazy.
I guess, yo.
Janet Jackson is a time traveler. That's what it comes down to.
I'm thinking this is drill artist from the Bronx. I'm trying to think of.
K-Flock?
Nah.
Or B Love?
Yes, B Love. This is the type of song. This is the type of like beat that B Love would sample and do a song over.
He fucking sampled the ice cream truck.
Oh, he did.
Yeah. What's like, if you know, you know? Is that a good one to? I never even listened to that.
Love?
Yeah.
I don't really listen to him. So
There was
know.
a song.
I don't know the name
He
of it.
sampled Dilemma.
By Nelly.
Yeah, there
Bro,
was a
this
song he did
brotherly
over there.
love. Op Spotter. My everything.
I'm weak. Op
Is it
Spotter.
my-
Op Spotter.
That's a terrible title for a song.
That's disgusting.
Hold on. I'll find it because that song in particular I like actually enjoyed.
Op Spotter.
Well, I haven't listened to it in a while.
I'm glad y'all embraced that. I'm glad y'all accepted it
Nah,
because
that's
not
dope.
everyone like most people like I've brought that point up before and most people are like, yeah, I see what you mean, but some people are like, oh, no.
Nah, if you
No,
listen
I
to,
mean-
if you really
Yeah,
listen to,
yeah.
The definition of
Yeah.
what makes a drill beat. Yeah, I mean,
I love that shit.
yo, I could really see like
Like
I
slow
should
drill.
I should totally put in other acapellas over that. Put Pop Smoke over that or something.
You should definitely, when you release this podcast and you do clips,
Yeah,
this should definitely be the first clip you put out. This is clickbait.
yeah.
Need You.
And
That's
Janet
that's the name of the
Jackson
song.
invented
We Love,
drill.
Need You. That's the song he sampled.
I play it.
That's the song he sampled Dilemma on. And yes, he's still killing people on the record.
Yes, he's still shooting people in the face.
Is it on Spotify? Oh wait, I found it.
He got like 2 E's at the end of the joint.
I'm weak.
So I can see him. But just the example of the artist I could see like just being on that
Yeah.
on that Janet shit. But no, that was
I like the beat though. It's not a drill beat though.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it a drill beat.
It's probably like trap.
Yeah.
Like a trap joint.
oh, all right.
The beat is dope though. Beat is fire.
Yeah.
Just a beat.
Nah, I mean I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
Like
yeah,
I've learned, you know.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna shit on somebody's art. It just wasn't for me.
Yeah.
But I do enjoy the beat. The beat
No,
is
yeah,
cool.
the beat is tough. Yeah.
Yeah. His delivery's not bad either.
Yeah. But anyway, y'all, I do have to head out. You know, we're it's about that time.
Oh, is it? Already?
Yeah.
man.
Shit, time flies, bro.
Wow.
Time flies. But again, thank y'all for being here. I want to have like recurring guests in general. So yeah. You'll both obviously your homies. You'll be invited back and all that.
Yeah.
Good shit.
And I could play my new song Op Spotter.
Op Spotter remix featuring Brenden.
Op Spotter reimagined. I Spy an Op.
Would y'all drop a drill song? Would you ever?
I have drill beats.
I have a drill
I have
song
drill beats.
technically that I dropped. It's a drill and B technically.
Okay.
Yeah. I have drill beats, yeah, and on the way type shit. Yeah.
And we have a collective drill beat that we created.
When?
Me, you, and Mankind.
Oh yeah.
Like Mick Foley.